Good evening and welcome to the Fireside Tales with Indigo. That is me. I will be your host for the evening. We just got done with an adventure called the Sunless Citadel, a dungeon that the players here spent 16 weeks. Well, I'd say about 14 of those weeks were actually in the dungeon. Definitely a long stretch. I'm sure they are glad to be done with that, as I am. And I imagine that they are eager to get to spending the loot that comes from such an adventure. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. You guys just defeated the troll in the last adventure, or the last session, and then kind of said your goodbyes as Alardra went back down to the depths of the Sunless Citadel to try and remove the stain of the evil tree and growth that had happened down there and kind of return it to its natural order. So the rest of the party made their way through the portal, and that's pretty much right where we're going to pick up for the evening. So you guys do step through and find yourself back in a familiar setting. What would you like to do from here?
Oh, it's good to be back.
You also,
I'm
sorry, go ahead.
I need a drink. What about you guys?
3.
Yeah, man, I could really just use to take care of myself, you know.
Yeah.
Been
Let's
a
get
long
2
time.
drinks for me and my friend and everybody else.
Your friend needs to stay hidden.
You mean?
What?
It's completely fine. I
What
mean,
do
look
you mean?
at him. Gotta just point him.
Gok, I want you to know that you yourself caused the stir. Tiny demon boy over there? Definitely gonna cause some shit.
Well, I mean, he could stay in my pocket or something. If it's that big of a deal, guys.
Do you
I
not
mean,
know what hidden means?
That's hidden. It's in my pocket.
That's what I mean. The point is he has to be hidden.
Okay, well then I'll just put him in my pocket then. I mean, come on.
Why put him in your pocket when he can turn invisible?
But
Yeah,
can
you
turn
know, I was
invisible?
just kind of sitting over here watching you, talk you back and forth and just kind of wondering the same thing myself, you know.
I mean, wouldn't it be weird if a beer just, the booze just kind of like came up?
Why would it float when he can just sit on the rim or sit near it and duck his head in?
That's a touche, okay? Touche.
You just don't think that much, do you?
I use my brain.
Uh-huh.
No.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Like dominating a piece of land. Not the world. It's too. It's having a nice life.
Okay, so you guys make your way up through the bottom part of this establishment here, and as you do so, you once again find yourselves in a nice location. Ooh, Brasnic still has a web on him. That's not good. Everybody should be well, I guess everyone's still injured from the last battle. You guys haven't had a chance to rest. Everyone will find themselves up here.
Told you. Londra's damn spiderweb's gonna be stuck in my beard forever. I need a shower.
Yeah, you still find yourself with webs upon you.
I'll go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I'm still carrying Brasnic because he's being a baby.
It's not being a baby. I was at fear for my adventuring career because he sliced out the bottom half of my goddamn legs. I'm short enough, okay?
I mean, he's cradling you like a baby.
No, he's not. I'm over here strolling in fireman's carry. I swear to God, if you move into a bridal carry, I will stab you. Fuck consequences. I'm still a dwarf. And a man.
Right. Let's get you a drink.
Is the door closed or is it open in
This
front of me?
dwarf is clearly in need of a drink. The door is open, and as you come around the corner, you see a familiar face in Resnia Vane. And she kind of looks over and sees you come in. And she says, "Oh, dearies, you made it back. It's so good to see you again. Come in. I imagine you'd like a nice grog, eh?
Oh yeah, I think we need a round of fire.
Oh, please go right on into the dining room. Pick yourselves a place at the bar, find a table." So you guys kind of step through. Jot is going to turn invisible.
I drop Brasnic like a sack of potatoes into the chair next to me.
Okay. Let's see. Where are you posted up there? Okay. So as you step up to the bar, Gok, you kind of Jot can make himself visible to you and invisible to everybody else. So you kind of see him like land at the end of the bar, and he's just kind of sitting there and just kind of looking around the bar, and he just seems to be like he just has this very contented look on his face. As you guys sit down, you see Tobias is already grabbing mugs from behind the bar. And you see he sets him down, and you see him kind of turn around to this massive keg that's behind him as he has 3 cups in a hand. You know, he pulls the tap and he fills up all 3 of them, turns it off, turns around and slides it to the 3 of you, grabs 2 more of them and fills up 2 more of them and slides it out. And turns around. "Oh, well, lads, good to see you again. Didn't think you'd be making it back here."
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
"Well, you were fresh and green when you came through the first time. Looks to be, you found yourselves a little fun down there, eh?"
A little bit.
It takes more than a couple of goblins to kill us.
Was that all you found down there, then?
Oh, that troll got pretty close.
Oh, a troll, was it? A story to be told, it is.
And
Snoot!
druid. He was very dangerous to take out.
We actually kind of just beat him down.
Shut up, bitch. We gotta make it better. Shut up. Shut up, bitch.
He kind of grins as he overhears this, and he says, "Well, you'll be liking a nice grog to chase that beer then, eh?"
Correct.
Very much so.
Right? I
Snoot!
get 2 beers.
He kind of like looks at you for a second, just with a little smile, and just shouts into the kitchen for Snoot. And you hear this. Okay, we got some drugs coming. They're coming right up. As old Snoot heads back in to get you guys some of that fiery grog.
Just all I hear is early Warcraft.
Dope dog.
It's true. Okay. So after a few moments, you do see Raznia come around the corner, carrying a tray full of fiery grogs for you fellers to consume. So, who remembers what the fiery grog challenge is?
I think it was like a DC con save.
It was. So, everyone who wishes to partake in this is going to have to roll a DC 10 Constitution check just to avoid gaggering and spitting out this liquid. This is a very thick brew.
Second guys, we're dwarves. We have advantage.
Okay. Is that Constitution save?
What?
As Yin Yang sits down, he's been waiting for this grog for a long time. He's been through a lot, almost dying almost instantly going into the dungeon. He's had a long road to travel through this. As he sits down, and he just pounds back this fiery grog challenge, and he slams his cup back down on the table. You see Gok down at the other end, impressed by his friend's display, immediately grabs the grog and tips it back and just starts gulp, gulp, blah, as he just instantly spews it everywhere across the counter, all across the back of it, and you see Tobias get spattered all down the right side of his outfit. As he's standing there, you see him just kind of like look down for a second, and he looks back up at you, Gok. He says, "Yeah, you'll be paid double for that." You see him stalk off back towards the back. You see Raznia just kind of looking there, and as Tobias is kind of walking past her, you see her just kind of like, you know, looking down in a way, but at the same time, she just got this total look of amusement on her face, like she is trying so hard not to start laughing right now. You see Tobias just kind of stomp away into the kitchen.
On that note, while I'm assuming I'm still like kind of stuff's dribbling down my face, it just looks like all this spit, alcohol and stuff. I'm gonna go, hey, 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 baby, guess what?
You see Jot just kind of looking at you and just shaking his head very slowly back and forth. Yeah, super smooth, boss, super smooth. Good job. And he like gives you the okay sign.
I'm gonna comfort Grok and just be like, when you're old enough to be able to handle this, you'll build up a tolerance. I'm gonna buy him another round.
Oh, he bought two. He only got down the first one.
Oh, I'm gonna encourage him to drink that second one. Build up your tolerance, Gok.
Well, that first beer was on the house.
It's for.
It's true. He did buy the extra one for Jot. And as you guys are kind of talking about it, those of you that can't see him, you kind of see this beer glass that's just kind of sitting down there by Gok. All of a sudden, you see it just kind of boop as it disappears a little bit, and then boop as it disappears a little bit more, and then boop as it finally gets drained all the way.
That's bad when your tiny friend's got more constitution than you, Gok.
Look, I had a rough day. Okay, I was a bit too eager to drink it, and that's why I spat it up.
That was a regular beer that Jot was drinking.
Well, I mean, you know, some of it got down my windpipe and stuff, and it caused a gag reflex. It happens sometimes.
Oh,
two ones for you. So everybody else manages to drink down their first fiery grog. Who else wanted to order a second?
I'll take one more to sip on.
Ratul
I'll take
waiting
another
for
one.
another.
You can just keep bringing him to Grybek. He's happy to be out of the Citadel.
Okay.
I'll take another one.
Okay. You see Raznia just kind of like saying, as you guys are kind of all ordering, and as you order Gok, she kind of like pauses for a second and like looks over at you, and she just kind of looks at the rest of the party for a second. She's just like, she makes a little note. He kind of walks off into the kitchen.
That's a smart woman. She knows to get out of the line of fire.
And then, a few moments later, you see her kind of come back with another tray. As she comes down to the end here, you see she actually stops at Yin Yang and puts the cup or the stein on the counter and slides it all the way down to Gok, and it perfectly slides and lands right in front of him. And she does so with each of you, sliding it down the counter, and you see her just kind of take a step back this way and then just kind of lean up against the counter with an amused smile on her face. She says, well then.
All right, boys, time to pound us like one. It's getting out the damn citadel. Salute!
Is the DC higher now, or is it still the same?
It is. Now the DC is going to be 12.
Do I get any bonus from getting over 20 from before?
Negative. Oh,
Ah, see, told you. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay.
No,
so,
that's even worse. He's even larger than I was.
As you're kind of drinking all of this down, Gok, this time you just kind of plug your nose and you just gluk, 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 force yourself down. You kind of hear out of the corner of your ear, Jot's over there like, go, boss, go, boss, go, go. As you're drinking it down, just kind of cheering you on. And Ratul, you just kind of grab this thing and you just like instantly just like pretty much upend this drink into your mouth, just expecting, your amazing strength and constitution to kind of just handle the rest. And as you like start to swallow, something just like sticks in your throat a little bit. There's just like this little piece of like actual physical something that just kind of hits your throat, and you're used to eating pretty gross stuff, but for some reason this just strikes you as super wrong. And as you kind of just like gag a little bit on it, all of a sudden you just like all of this stuff just comes back up, but it comes out your nose as it just sprays all across the counter in front of you, and you just start gagging and choking on all of this liquid just draining out of your face.
Oh, repeat at the start. Oh man, I'm so sorry. As I grab my drink, I thank Raznia, and I'm gonna start making my way towards the broker guy and get him to let him know we're here.
I'm still laughing, but I'm following you.
Okay.
I start coughing over Brasnic.
Hell, I died.
Roll athletics or roll acrobatics.
Oh crap.
Oh, that's good enough. You kind of just like, nimbly get yourself out of the way, giving him a little bit of a stink eye.
I'm just gonna smack Gok on the back and just tell him I'm proud of him.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I was too eager earlier. I just kind of has the gag reflex. This time, much better.
And then I'm gonna shoot a disappointed look over at Ratul.
So
You see Raznia kind of walk over and pours another big stein full of beer and turns around and hands it to you, Ratul.
Alright, grog or regular beer?
Yeah, it's a regular beer.
Birds. As I drink my shame.
Oh, it happens to the best of us, dearie. I can't even drink this stuff anymore.
Well, me and Brasnic are walking away and having a chit chat as we're getting ready to go get the tent. So I'll be like, "Yeah, that stuff's got a real kick to it, but until you've had freaking alcohol distilled from trees, barks, plants, or other stuff, you don't know harsh."
Really? You don't know how? You're talking to a dwarf.
It's exactly why I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the people back there who lost their
Oh,
Well, you guys
Oh,
both
they-
know that this fiery grog is legendary in the area for what it takes out of you.
Pretty much as we arrive, though, I'll flag down, I guess, to the two cronies that guard the door and be like, hey, we're back whenever the broker has time. As soon as I can get this contract done, y'all don't have my blood anymore, the better.
Okay. And you see the one with the white hair. He's just kind of standing there and looking at you, and he doesn't say anything, but you just see the tabaxi, the jet black tabaxi with the blue eyes. He just kind of watching you for a second. Just kind of slowly nods.
And I guess that's pretty much all we need to do is let him know we're here, Brasnic. Let's go sit down. He'll call first when he's ready. Just relax.
Right. I'm gonna go watch the chick in the fountain.
Okay. So yeah, you see that Ari is seems to be just kind of, lazily going through some light dance routines. It almost seems like perhaps she's just warming up for a performance. Doesn't seem to be like in the middle of a performance at the moment.
Better than watching the rest. Better than watching Gok and Ratul spew beer. So.
All right. So you see Raznia kind of looks at the three of you. Well, are you ready for another one then?
Actually, ma'am, I would like to order food. I've had nothing but dead rats for weeks.
Oh,
I'll
dead
take
rat.
leg of lamb, spiced potatoes, desserts, just to keep them coming.
Oh, dearie. What?
See the monk over there? And I wave over to Yin Yang. He put it on his tab.
She just
Gotta
kinda,
make, okay. I want to. I probably can't hear that over the loudness of this place, can I?
Nope, you just saw me
He
wave
just
to
waves
you.
at me.
yeah.
I guess I'd raise the stein, just in return, not knowing.
Okay.
This is tavern life. A dwarf knows it well.
Okay. She just kind of chuckles and it says, "Of course, dear." And she goes back, and you just hear this. Just get that coming right up.
Can I get some food too? I'd like that a lot.
Oh, I just told her
Oh
to bring
wait,
a whole
I also
bunch.
need to talk to your chef again about something.
You're kind of like asking as she's like walking away, and she doesn't really hear you. 'Cause you're just like, yes, I would like food too.
Whenever she comes back, I'll talk.
Grybek just teleported.
I ran over to the table. I
Okay.
just be like, hey, they're gonna bring us a whole bunch of food on the house.
Hey guys, notice by the way. Wait. What did you just say?
Oh, they're comping our meals. Don't worry about it.
That. Okay, can I inside check him? Because that doesn't seem like very.
Yes, you could.
We haven't done
definitely-
anything for the tavern.
You could definitely inside check
Yeah, we have.
that.
We killed those rats.
Grybek, go ahead and roll deception. Oh,
Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. So you could tell he's got the stone face just down, but you could tell there's just a little twinkle in the eye, a little quirk at the corner of his mouth that you can tell he's having a go at you. Having some
And
fun.
considering he just pointed at me from the bar, what did you do?
Oh, I did nothing. I just ordered us all some food. You had all the money, right? I don't have any on.
The money is the split between all of us. I don't have it on me. I mean, I have
Oh.
some of the things that I've collected, but that's it.
Oh no.
It's a
I don't
consolidated.
Yeah, I don't carry money. Like you guys have my money.
I've never had much need for money, just enough to get by. I mean, having money would be a bit of a new thing for me, so you're kind of looking at the wrong person.
Well, they'll just come out of the group's tab.
My precious, was the row of the chest that holds all our loot.
How do you guys carry your loots?
I mean, we have travel packs and stuff like that. Everybody has their starter kit and stuff like that. So we all have backpacks and stuff. I think. I know I do.
Yeah, no, we went over this last time. Everybody has their own stuff on their sheets, and then all the party loot is in a actual party chest. That because Ritual's the strongest one out of us all, is probably the one carrying it.
Okay.
Just like, on top or below his own backpack.
Ratul the mule.
I have never said that. That was from the voice above. Don't look at me.
Okay. Are you two goblinoid characters over there hanging out at the bar, or are you going to join the rest of the party?
I don't know if Ratul wants to be associated with the title of Goblinoid anything. He's a giant green muscly thumb.
I am currently bringing my beer of shame with me.
I've kind of been sitting here, just pretty much just trying to get in. I guess, depending on how long we're sitting here for, if I can get in a short rest to try to recharge my ki. It's what I'm trying to do. I'm focusing on that.
Okay.
Trying to see if I can't look inside myself and see where that power came from, because I know how to. Channeling my ki felt similar, but there was something different about it. So I'm kind of like trying to figure it out.
Okay. Alright.
Actually, speaking of that, as we sit down and we're doing that, and I see that you're focusing, I turn away from looking at the lovely Ari in the water and say, actually, now that we're safe and somewhat content, Yin Yang, where did the control over, I'm guessing, wind, from what it looked like, came from?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, visually that was pretty awesome. There was the whole power up, and then there was wind swirling, and then the massive burst when you hit the troll guy. That was never seen you do that before, of course.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just got angry when Urki went down, and after as many times he had saved me, I wanted to try to get in there because something like that would kill pretty quickly.
True. It's interesting. Normally, I feel like normally just in general, anger sort of comes out as red and fiery. Interesting to see wind be the result. Powerful wind at that, but wind nonetheless.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. All I know is that when it happened, I saw the things on my arms. One of them glowed a greenish color.
Yeah,
It's very light, but
that was not light. You had an entire tattoo, arm flare up.
oh, I mean, well, I've got this thing on my back. I've had all this since I was as long as I can remember.
Yeah, well, apparently when you get angry, you have a moment where one of your tattoos lights up like like a hot forge, but greenish, and then the wind comes. You think it's just the tattoo? Was it a latent energy and a magical tattoo, or is that a normal ink tattoo?
They're not tattoos. I've had. I mean, okay, I probably should rephrase that better. I've had them since birth. As far as I know, when when my sensei found me, he found me as a baby, and I already had them.
So they're birthmarks?
Essentially.
It's a hell of a birthmark, man. Well, a hell of a detailed birthmark. Normally they're just patches or weirdly shaped things. Nothing so defined. But alright, sweet. maybe you had some family member do some stuff with magic or be the product. Maybe there's magic in your blood. There you go.
Speaking
Mm.
of
I
people
don't know. All I
using,
really know is know how to hit things.
speaking of people suddenly knowing how to use magic and showing new abilities,
Shh, it's a secret.
Brasnic, what was that?
Shh, it's a secret. No, I'm kidding. No, so I'm not gonna lie. You know how Buddy Boy over here blew us up with the book?
I look pointedly at Gok.
I mean, we're all still hurting from it.
Yeah, so
Mistake. It's nobody's fault, really. Just that it was in the bit of a moment, and accidents happen. Everybody.
whatever. Okay, it happened. We're slightly sort of not really past it, but going on. So I noticed after we started to sort of leave the room and everything that the book that had the whole exploding inscription or whatever you want to call it in it was rather well made and intricate. And I took it. And then later on, while flipping through the pages to see if there was, anything else in there, again, safely away from the group, because unlike Gok, I don't want to blow people up. uh, let's just say that apparently it's now my book. And it helps, because, remember, like the last time we came across magic, I told you guys, one way or another, I'm going to figure out this whole magic crap, because things keep blowing up, and it's actually very useful.
What do you
Apparently,
mean it's now your book?
well, normally I can't read arcane writing or things like that. It makes no sense. It's a bunch of gobbledygook. But after looking through the book and concentrating on it, make sure there's not any more exploding spells in there like that, a few of the pages started to make sense. And then, again, safely within the group, gave one of the pages that made sense to read through in a whisper, and did the required finger wiggling, and now I apparently can do magic, at least to a minor degree.
everybody roll perception checks. Red Tool and Brasnic roll with disadvantage.
Because we're drunk or because we're far away.
We might be facing the wrong direction.
I'm on fire.
Grybek.
Somebody get a hose. Put him out.
Grybek is really hungry.
I
Wow.
see everything.
So, as you're talking, Brasnic, Grybek, you actually just kind of notice over Brasnic's shoulder as he's talking, this woman sitting at a table very nearby, and she seems to be very intently studying Brasnic and watching him and listening to his words. And you suddenly, as he's talking, just reach over and kind of touch him on his hand, and you just kind of give him a short nod. And Brasnic and Yin Yang catching this, you kind of look over and you see this woman also sitting at the table behind you.
I'm gonna invite her over. Be like, you're all alone. Come join us.
Hey, Brasnic, look, there's someone's checking you out.
It's the beard. It's always the beard, baby.
Okay. I was actually going to come talk to you in a little bit, but that's fine. And I walk up and sit down across from Brasnic.
Okay, go ahead and describe yourself.
So I am a high elf who's about About 5'6", about very, very red hair, kind of dullish green eyes, and pale, but not like to the point of like never seeing sun, just like kind of a natural, like don't ever really tan, and doesn't seem like I spend much time outside. Um, I'm. It's very hard to read the face. It's very stoic for the most part, but very attentive.
Yeah, so, who's the babe?
Gok, you're the only one that can hear this.
Oh, mean, hi, I guess.
Hello.
God.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I'll break the awkward meeting here. I'm Yin, and you are.
Mara Burdai. And I'm gonna extend my hand and like shake his hand.
I'll shake your hand. Okay.
Pleasure, I'm sure. I'm kind of a big name around here.
Why is that?
Being a decently high-ranking member of the Mage Guild will grant you such recognitions. Not from around here.
But you're not from around here, but you're still
not
pretty well known.
Not
Okay.
nice.
Right. True.
Those are some interesting robes for a goblin, and it's uncommon to see an orc mingle with dwarves. You sure are a unusual lot.
Finally, someone else sees that.
It was a rocky start. I'll admit that.
We've seen that. We know that. What do you mean, finally? We've mentioned that quite often, how we're an unusual lot. But that's what happens when you have an adventuring party.
Yeah. Also, I mean, your name's pretty unusual, so I didn't know not to go out.
I didn't catch everyone's name. I just catched the fellow in the corner. Yin, you said?
Yeah, I know how to introduce myself. I was trying to leave it open for the rest of them, but I guess it just kind of went over their heads.
I'm Gok. How are you doing? I'm a goblin.
She's not retarded.
Yeah.
Stop talking slowly, like she couldn't understand you.
I just didn't want to talk now. I've been through a lot, okay? I mean, geez, you've all been there.
So instead of staying silent, you talk to somebody like they're slow in the head.
But I mean,
that's your solution.
Those are some unusual garbs for a goblin. Where did you get them?
You really want to know? Really want to know?
Here's your food. You see Bella come over and she starts putting a big roast in the middle of the table with some carving equipment there, and she puts plates in front of all of you, puts up some sides of potatoes, vegetables, a whole feast of food is laid out in front of you guys. She makes a couple of trips to bring it out to you. It brings you new mugs full of fresh ale.
Hold on. No, I was about to actually correct that. Oh, and I was going to catch her before she walked away.
Okay.
This is a group ticket, not just me.
Of course, love.
Thank you. I caught you, Grybek, you sneaky bastard. Nice try.
Just cheap.
I assume that means that you're Grybek?
Grybek Ironborn at your service.
Dwarves.
The hell does that mean? What do you mean, dwarves?
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa, sister. What's happening?
Foreign sounding names. What do you think I meant? I'm curious, not racist.
Yeah, curious. You should, word your ways differently, because that came out racist as shit.
You just got done talking.
Yeah, and I should know. These guys are pretty racist towards me all the time. Whatever,
We are
it's
not
super-
racist to you. You prove terrible things about yourself.
I
Literally.
great things about myself, Brasnic. That's a lie.
I'm gonna stick a potato in Gok's mouth.
Roll a,
All right.
roll acrobatics.
Oh, yeah.
Gok roll with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're probably gonna be fine. Yeah.
13.
Nice potato duck.
So you, as you're talking, you see, without even looking, Grybek just picks up a potato and just starts forcing it towards your mouth, and you just kind of like grab his wrist and you're like pushing his hand away.
I'm gonna.
Give me that.
Children, please, children.
I'll stop talking if people want. Just want to enjoy a break.
You say that you keep talking.
And
Edmundson.
dwarf, man across from me. I didn't catch your name.
Brasnic, I think she's talking to you. I whisper to him.
Oh, yeah, and I thought you were talking to some random dwarf way across the bar. No, my name's Brasnic. Grindstone. Go ahead, say it. Say it, dwarves. Do it.
That first name is not necessarily dwarvish. I've heard some halflings with that name.
Yeah, halfling fellows. At least the stout ones are.
And I look up, like physically, like my head tilts to try and like make eye contact with the lumbering giantesque orc. And you?
His name is Tiny.
He's the silent type.
Okay, totally. His name is Tiny.
Okay.
Is Red Tool still recovering from his fiery grog?
Ratul is currently drinking, not paying attention to the elven woman.
Oof.
I'm gonna turn back to Brasnic and say, did you say you learned a spell through a book?
Maybe. What's to you?
Well, I am looking for an apprentice of some sort, or someone who has magical aptitude, and I could assist you in teaching you some of the intricacies of the arcane arts, and I like have I cast Mage Hand, and I have it like pull up my spell book, and I rifle through the pages and say, I am adept at the arcane arts myself, and it's always interesting to see individuals who suddenly find themselves entrenched in the vastness of all of it.
We might go over points and maybe give pointers, but no apprenticing.
Well, that would be understandable. I guess I need to at least observe you if you're going to be staying in the city or off. The Mage Guild likes to see potentials, candidates, and watch to see how they progress.
Roll insight.
Inside. Where are you? It's up. Got a 10.
Definitely seems totally earnest in what she's telling you.
I get that. Certain guilds function that way for sure. But right. I mean, if you really wanted to apprentice, although you may have to, like, ward yourself or buy a fire retardant clothes, Gok there knows magic too.
Does he? I look over at him, reassessing, looking more inquisitive about how a little goblin has picked up the arcane art.
Oh no. No. I'm an apprentice to no one. I'm a master of the arcane. Brasnic has dipped his toe into it. But I have gained these powers for years. I've perfected them over my journey.
If
You
you
are
mean...
perfect at shooting me in the back.
There you go.
Again,
really good at that.
perfected over the course of the journey. I
Yeah, I
was
don't-
much better than I was.
Yeah, I don't think you've reached master level, or that you're going to reach master level anytime soon.
It seems you have some
Where
control issues.
I have
Seems to
no
be
control
effective.
issues.
So
Because I
Yeah,
have
some
perfected
issues.
it over my journey. Perfected it. And besides, I would not be tutored by elitists such as you. Ways of the arcane arts.
How did you become an elitist now?
Yeah, let's dial it back a little bit, Gok. You're being a little mean.
Where did you learn from? Did you have a teacher, or did you just
I'm
teach yourself,
self-taught.
or
Self-taught.
self-taught? Which books have you been reading? There are many good stories.
Reading.
Well, maybe not really a book, just kind of seeing what works. Then just keeping the stuff that works and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't.
You sure read a book called Friendly Fire? It's okay.
Ah, yeah. Good quip. Good
Yeah,
little
don't-
jab right there, Brasnic.
Are you,
don't tell her
uh,
nothing, boss. I don't trust the elf.
Are you a natural? Did you just were you born with these powers? We accept all forms of arcane students at the guild, so if you are a sorcerer, that would explain why you wouldn't need to have studied for it.
I mean, I don't know. I've kind of. Don't they have like wild ethics? It's called?
Yes, some sorcerers have very strange abilities and their magic goes haywire, but is that what's happening to you? Or are you
No,
causing
I
your
have,
spells to go crazy?
no, I have complete control of my powers.
So you mean you've been hitting us in the back on purpose?
I've been hitting you on the back because my aim wasn't right that time. That has to do with aiming. That doesn't have to do with if I can control my arcane abilities, Brasnic.
I feel like they're one and the same, because aiming arcane abilities would be
Okay,
a form of
well-
control of arcane.
Do you have control of you throwing your knives? I've seen you miss those. That's more of an aiming thing.
I hit because I threw a broken short sword that wasn't balanced for throwing, because we were in the middle of a terrifying fight.
Yeah, it
Because
hurt.
your aim was off. Because of that, huh? Your aim was off because of outside.
Aim was not off. Said weapon was not weighted correctly to be thrown, and I took the chance anyways because I wanted the fight.
So you're telling
and you
me
hit Grybek with
your
it.
aim was misdirected because of outside. Well,
You guys will remember that originally Gok, when he was first trying to cast the Eldritch Bolt after he first learned it, it was sputtering and not working correctly until he unleashed this massive torrent of magical energy across the ceiling outside the Hobgoblin King's chamber. So he definitely was having some sort of control issues, it seems.
Ha!
See? You had control. Yeah.
Okay, there's a difference between throwing something that's not weighted properly and you using the abilities you claim to have perfected. And don't say you did it along the way. Since we met you, It's nothing but I'm a master sorcerer or master wizard, whatever the fuck. You've always claimed you were like at the master level, which you've proven time and time again you're not.
Well, masters can learn themselves, Brasnic. I feel like you would know this.
Yeah,
As a dwarf that even master forgers could even learn more new
but
information.
here's the point. Here's the point. You don't call yourself master tier until you actually are master tier, because it gives a false sense of confidence in others. And then your point is disproven when you fuck up.
Oh, you gotta let him talk to you like that,
I mean,
boss.
masters can even make mistakes, Brasnic. We're only mortal.
Yeah, but you make mistakes constantly.
Well, I think
That's the part.
everybody's made some mistakes, and we're just judging people based on, you know.
He did
Superficial stuff,
improve
isn't it?
over time with his Eldritch Blasts.
Not saying it hasn't.
And
Just
interest-
saying. He's not. Just to be clear here, Gok, as far as I've seen through our adventure in the Hellish Citadel with multiple things, you yourself are not at master tier. Please stop claiming you're at master tier until you get to said master tier.
I think I've already got that.
The Sunless Citadel,
Can't see my greatness.
Yes, it's on the Citadel.
and you've survived?
Yes, clearly because we're here.
We're not ghosts.
How far did you go? There's supposed to be a lot of nasty traps and evil beings down there. Were you able to survive by sheer luck, or were you able to kill everything or stop them? I don't know.
While there's always some degree of luck, we routed the entire place with skill.
Exactly. With powerful magics and brute strength, we were able to get past the.
I heard
I mean, you're not wrong.
there was a druid there.
Yeah, he bad druid, but he's now dead and buried. Well, not buried, but like weirdly turned to ash and flown away. With a breeze in a cave system where there shouldn't be a breeze, but whatever. He's done. Place is now under control of a druid we trust, and I believe they're gonna be cleansing the entire place to make a growth.
Well, that
With
druid
Erky the cleric.
good
Yeah,
news. Quite good news.
Oh yeah, because that tree that druid was trying to do, nope, very bad.
Definitely was not a good thing, and you guys did a great job stopping that evil plan. As well
Yeah,
as
he was
putting down the troll. That was a nice one as well.
Drew, yeah, he was a pain. He was a real fan of them snare trap things.
Will you recount your
I hate-
journey there for me? And I'd take out an ink and a quill and a page from I feel like some like papers. I was like, would you recount it for me? I like
Damn,
to
Skippy. Let's do this. It all started when the intrepid adventurers of us, and I'm gonna go into the entire tale or whatever.
Okay. And as a coincidental timing, you had seen that Aaron had walked across the bar here a while ago, and he seemed to be setting up some musical equipment. And almost with the weird timing, as soon as you start recounting your tale going through the Sunless Citadel, he starts playing on his lute, and it's this very haunting kind of a melody, and you see Ari kind of doing a dance with it. And as you kind of go through your story, the music almost seems to change with the story as you're going through it, and in the moments where you're talking about the narrow escapes and the fierce battles, the music actually echoes what you're talking about, and just kind of chimes in and goes along exactly with the mood, and almost weirdly a weird kind of a way. And as you're talking, a couple of you kind of notice this, and as you look over, you see Aaron kind of like studying you guys as he's playing, and he kind of gives you a little smile and a nod of the head, and then continues playing, getting lost in the melody again.
And to gain brownie points with our high elven mage guild check, I'm gonna use my new magic to help out and show minor illusions of the key figures and important people we came across.
Okay. And you see like the bar patrons all around you, like watching this. You even see like the chef Snood and Raznia kind of coming out of the kitchen and kind of watching from across the way. Tobias has even kind of made his way back from going to change, and has made his way back to the bar area as well. And you see him just kind of pause and wiping the bar down to kind of watch this display. So, as this kind of ends and you just kind of finish madly writing, almost taking cliff notes in places just to keep up with the story as he's telling it, as he gets kind of lost in the retelling of it. As you kind of finish it up, you kind of put your quill down and kind of, letting the ink dry. You say anything?
Well, thank you for sharing. That will be. This is quite an epic story, and you just left your friend behind. You say?
We didn't leave it behind. He chose to follow a higher calling and create a grove.
Oh right, I forgot how silly druids could be.
There's nothing
Really?
silly about what he was doing after what happened in that place. Don't you dare.
Yeah, woman. It's the racist combat dwarves, and they call our friend who's creating a grove and cleansing a place of evil silly? You got problems.
He was kind of silly though.
He was a gentle giant, that is for sure.
Literally.
So, as you guys are talking, you suddenly just notice the presence of these two as they kind of walk up, and everything kind of goes quiet a little bit as they kind of step forward, and then a few moments later you see the broker kind of walk up and walks around them, and then walks up, and you see him actually just kind of sit on the edge of this table here. And you see the two of these guys come over to flank him. As you're sitting there, Yin Yang, you kind of see Maddox kind of steps over, and he's just kind of looking down at you, and he just...
I'll just meet his gaze and kind of stare right back as I sip my alcohol for a good minute. See if he turns away. If not, eventually I will look towards the broker if he starts speaking, but I'll meet his gaze.
Grybek, not knowing these people at all, is just gonna stand up and be like, "Friends of yours?"
It's fine. It's fine.
And I'm gonna chime in. I don't think the broker is friends with anyone.
He's our employer. As I look at the
He's
guy
your
in front of me.
employer. I
Yeah,
feel no deal with him.
Well, some people just run the hell down into giant, scary citadels filled with evil for no apparent reason besides treasure looting. We went down there because we were contracted to go down there and grab some stuff.
Yeah.
Contracted indeed. I see you've made it back minus one of your party.
Well, still alive, by the way. If you heard the story.
I did. Quite a story it is. And I know he is still alive. The contract would tell me if he had died, of course.
Oh, that's right.
So, you defeated the druid. You found the Heart of Iron. Impressive feats all in themselves. But it sounds like perhaps there was more that you found in your journeys. But
Ratul is just going to put the gigantic pack that he was asked to hold for everyone with all the other treasures flat onto the table once he cleared some room.
No, Grybek has the heart on himself. By the way, I know he had it sealed, wrapped up in cloth, and put in his backpack, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, it's on me.
And there were
Yeah,
some other items.
I mean, I
So,
know we were supposed to get the heart of iron and a couple different things for it.
it's true. So the objective was to destroy the Gulthias tree and bring back the Heart of Iron. And according to your tale, this is true, but I have not yet seen any proof of this.
Right.
Well, as a player, didn't he also ask for the trophy of fire?
Mm-hmm.
Trophy of ice, trophy of fire.
Did we find the trophy of ice or just the fire?
Oh yeah, we got the fire
We
and
have
the
both.
ice skills.
Okay. Right, so proof will shortly be coming, but also just to point out here with the Heart of Iron thing, are you planning to like cleanse it? Can it not be evil and spawn trees that wail like they're full of souls?
Or turn people into monstrosities?
That too.
You kind of hear this. There's a low growl come from Mad Expo. All of a sudden, you see the broker kind of hold his hand up.
I'll growl back.
Peek around the tool. Yeah.
I just look to the shroud and just sort of inconspicuously sort of flex my pecs at him.
You're flexing on him.
Okay. And you
Get
see
the Louise Armstrong feel right now.
you see them both kind of standing their ground, looking at you guys, and the broker continues on, and everybody roll. No, never mind. So he just kind of continues on, and oh fuck, what was it that you said?
I said, was he gonna cleanse it so that the
that's right.
Heart of Iron isn't evil and spawning trees that sound like they have souls trapped inside, and then Yin Yang added on, turn people into horrible monsters?
Yes, that. He says, our business with the item is not yours.
I'm just saying, because our druid friend is a lot more powerful than in the beginning. So I'm just saying, if you don't, you may have a very powerful druid who's goodly aligned, seeking out to do terrible things with mighty nature magic.
That almost sounded like a threat. Little dog.
Oh, it was.
He does not speak for me. It was a warning.
Well, you've got a very dark object that you some reason gave to the cleric to hold, who did not have a bargain with this guy. Probably not the smartest idea you get.
It's true.
Grybek, we have a contract to fulfill that'll cost us our lives. We'll take it from you if we have to.
I'm gonna put my hand on Grybek's shoulder and say, I don't know if you know, but this is a man who is incredibly dangerous. I don't think you'd make it very far if you ran.
Oh, I would not run.
All right, let's get back to the point I'm back. Okay, just
The wizard does
Point it-
speak the truth. You don't want to cross contract or not. If you are here with this party and you carry what I want, the deal will be made. Will be finished.
Grybek, you sort of have to give him the spike. I like being alive very, very much.
And
It
it is
would.
true that if I do not give it to you, these people die.
Unfortunately, even against my better judgment, we were kind of forced into a blood contract.
Nobody
Magically
forced
sealed
your
and
hand.
signed.
You all made the decision of your own free will. But sign
I
the
was
contract
majority
you did.
overvoted.
Sign it, you did.
All right,
And
I'm
in
gonna
the
take it
moment-
out of my back. I'll take it out of my backpack, put it on the table. Before I slide it over, just gonna remind him, any evil comes from this, my clan will come down on you and turn you to ash. And then just slide it over.
You see both of the bodyguards at this definitely tense up. And again, the broker kind of holds up his hand. And he says, your clan. I know of your clan. What's left of them? They'll not be coming for me.
Oh, we might have lost our keep, but we're not dead. We're still around.
It's true.
Alright, all the threats out of the way. Just take the damn box.
And you know, the contract is over once you have it in your hand.
I face palm.
I also face palm, by the way.
Okay.
Well, you guys are safe once he has it.
Red Tool is just continually flexing at the shroud.
Heavy's doing a little bodybuilder session over there.
The contracts are nullified when I destroy them. And destroy them I will. But not in this moment. We have a conversation to have. You slide the, it was like a ceramic vessel that with a lid that you put it in and then wrapped it in cloth. You're going to slide that across the table?
Yep, I'll slide it over to him.
Okay. You see the shroud like start to go over and reach for it. His red tool just kind of like leans in the way just a little bit. You see the shroud like kind of like pause and then stop, and it like gets like super awkward as he like starts to like reach around the giant orc. He finally grabs it and pulls it off the table, kind of giving him a side eye as he turns and he hands it to the broker.
I'm digging through the chest to get the two dragon scales out. At least 2 out of however many we collected. One of the fire, one of the ice.
I think we literally only got one of the fire ones.
It's true.
Because Alondro was only a tiny more.
So as you hand over the ceramic vessel, you see him, he kind of like starts to take the cloth off, and he opens up the lid just a little bit, and you see his eyes kind of glitter, and he smiles a little bit as he closes the lid, slowly puts the cloth back over it. Well, the deal is done then. Very good. I believe there was a reward offered for this heart of iron.
Oh yeah.
Each of you will receive the 200 gold pieces promised you, plus whatever loots that you found in the dungeon are yours, to be sure.
Sweet. Bonus time. Yin Yang, if you please.
Okay, so I was digging through the chest to get out the 2 scales, and then I'll pull out the fire and the one ice scale and the one fire scale we have, and pretty much hold them towards him like they're cards in my hand, and be like, "Here are the trophies that you asked for. Fire and ice. One from the fire dragon, one from an ice dragon."
You see him kind of look at the scales for a second. He says, interesting. Your understanding of this challenge perhaps was a bit askew. Those scales for the white will suffice for the trophy-wise. As agreed upon, I know it was but a small wormling, probably not much of a challenge. A few scales are... I'm sorry, what?
Be surprised.
Yes, well, you are still quite weak. but successful indeed. For these, I will give you the 250 gold pieces promised. For each of you.
How much?
250 gold pieces, as promised.
Each?
For this trophy of ice.
As a total that we split, or is it 250 per person?
250 per person.
Grybek says, I don't want your blood money. Give it to you.
You were not part of this contract, and you'll receive no reward.
Now I really regret giving him the thing.
He kind of looks at you with narrow eyes as he says this.
We also did the other one.
The trophy of fire. And you think that I would give you items of powerful magics for a single dragon scale?
If that's not enough, we have other things of fire.
Show me.
Ratul pulls off the snakeskin pouch he's been holding onto his belt and hands it over.
You see the shroud grab it from you, trying to act tough, but you can tell he's physically intimidated by you, but you can also sense strength in him that goes beyond, physical ability.
Of course, that's why I'm flexing my pecs at him.
And as he grabs it from you, he kind of looks into it, and you see him kind of smile and nod his head a little bit as he looks over, and he kind of holds out the open bag to the boss. And
Just to make sure, that's Ratul's bag, not my bag. It does not have my egg in it.
It's true. He says, interesting. A fire snake, And what else have you found? According to your story, I overheard there were 2 of them. Perhaps something else. As he looks over
I
at you.
look to Brasnic.
As he does look at Brasnic as well.
What? Yeah, there was 2. So what? You gave me the fire snake bag. Don't look at me.
He doesn't say anything, he just keeps looking at you.
Grybek?
What? I'm sorry. It's mine. It's my baby now. It's staying with me.
Well, I guess these items of powerful magic must not be that important to you.
Brasnic, give him egg.
Do you realize how useful it is to have fire snake pet? I know I am what I am, but come on, Grybek, come on.
How useful it is to get everybody magic stuff, you know?
But fire dragon, baby, forge people, come on.
Brasnic.
Oh, I'm not on your side with this. There's no way I want that creature near me.
Yeah, that thing is dangerous, Brasnic.
Just let him have his omelet or whatever. Just come on, give it.
It's not a lost kitty.
I'm not a fool. The point is, like creatures, what's it called? Imprint. There we go. Imprint. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna raise it. Then we got a fire snake to help me out with the forge and everything else. Come on, guys. Don't take this from me.
Alright, we'll do this. We'll do this in a duel. Magic uses. The egg.
Gok,
What?
let me handle this.
Okay. Alright. Let's go.
Brasnic,
Don't look at me like that.
are you fireproof?
I can certainly become fireproof.
Brasnic,
But come on.
Brasnic,
If you
I
give
hate
him the,
all. I hate all of you. Like, push
If
the
you-
bag over.
if you give him the egg, I will make you your dagger gauntlet.
So
I'll
Brasnic
push her. I'll offer the egg and say I hate all of you.
reluctantly slides over the bag. And as Red Tool grabs it and hands it also over to the shroud, you see him open it as well and then show it to the broker, who just kind of smiles, nods his head. Trophy of fire indeed, and accepted. Deal is made, deal is met. Honestly, I congratulate you. I was sure you would all die down there.
Yeah, everybody thinks we're just gonna die.
Well, others were sent down. They could not return.
Others were not us.
And you see him kind of stop for a second. Gok, actually everybody go ahead and roll a perception check. As you see him kind of sit back and you see him like steeple his fingers in front of him, just like he's doing in his picture.
What the hell is up with the ones tonight?
I'm too concentrated on my key at the moment.
And I'm too concentrated on the idea of getting treasure.
I'm too busy chuckling at Brasnic acting like a kid losing a toy. It's kind of funny.
He
What
did
does Red Tool
comment
see?
on that exactly, Adam. He did ask for information on the previous party that was sent. And nobody, Gok definitely, and Yin Yang definitely do not notice this. Red Tool, however, you kind of notice that when he kind of steeples his finger in front of him, that he has a ring on the pinky of his right hand. And you can tell immediately with that 22 that it has the same crest imprinted into it, the Hu Creel crest that you found on Sharwin Hu Creel, as well as the other items. The larger one that fit the male, and then the smaller one that Sharwin was wearing.
I go ahead and reach into my little pack and pull out the signet ring, offering it to him.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but as far as we can tell, they've all perished. We actually, unfortunately, had to, if you overheard the story, save 2 of them from being these monstrosities that item we just gave you made.
And he does. It almost seems like he kind of freezes as you're holding out the ring to him. And you see Maddox actually kind of bristles a little bit, just sensing the sudden change in his boss's mood. And slowly the broker reaches out and he grabs the ring from you, Red Tool, and he kind of like turns it over in his hand. And then looks right at you, Gok.
If it is any consolation, they died without pay.
My niece, my nephew, said they were strong enough. Clearly they were not. And as he's saying this, he's just staring at you very intently, Gok.
Now I feel bad for using my illusion to show pictures.
Boss, why is he staring at you like that? It's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I agree. It's really creepy. And I don't know what his weight.
As you're kind of like raise your hand to whisper over at Jot, you see his eyes flash down to the ring that's on your hand. And then back up into your eyes.
staring at me really hard. Now I don't know what that means. Is he coming on to me? I hope he's not coming on.
Well, God, for the love of God, you're wearing. You just saw him hand over the. You're wearing the nephew's ring, goddamn.
I'm wearing what?
You're wearing his nephew's ring.
I'm gonna slip it off my finger from my robes. I know what you're talking about right now. Just, what are you talking about?
God,
Can I
that
just
was
reach
that
over and
wasn't even
grab-
slight.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna reach over and just pick up Gok by the scruff of his robe.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you want to try to evade that?
I will try to get that.
Okay, both of you roll.
Acrobatics.
Oof. Oh no. So as-
I won.
As you reach over, as your clawed hand is just about to grab the front of his robe, you see him kind of windmill his arms as he's trying to get out of the way, and he actually kind of falls backwards off of the stool, kind of rolls up to his feet.
Gok, I'll say this once. Give the ring, or I shake you like a rag doll.
Don't know what you're talking about. I just got some really cool stuff from that dungeon that has nothing to do with a ring. Okay?
Come on now, Gok. We've all seen you wearing the ring. We made we made Brasnic give up his egg. You have to do the same.
Damn right. I swear to God, if I give up an egg, you go try to keep a ring, I will cut you.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the broker. Does it? Okay. After I walk over back. Okay. Look. I know that your relative died. Probably horribly. Probably as fungus was going into his brain. I mean, I couldn't admit.
Gok!
Look. Let me just. I'm going somewhere with this.
Give him the goddamn ring.
As you're talking.
Oh no, I was yelling because of the description he was giving and the amount of insensitivity there was in describing his niece and nephew. That was the reason I was yelling.
Yeah, and as you yell out to reprimand Gok as he's kind of just stammering through his defense, you hear this, and suddenly you see Maddox step forward into this, and you see his foot. As soon as it hits the shadow that is being cast by this table, all of a sudden you see his body just suddenly turn into this darkness and just disappear down into this shadow. And you suddenly see him step out of another shadow right behind you, Gok. And he just holds out his hand at you.
You know what? On second thought, I think your cousin would have wanted you to have this ring. I'm just gonna hit. Yeah. See, as his last wish, he probably would want you to have it. It would be respectful towards the family. I'm gonna just have a completely straight.
Okay. As you hand it over, his clawed hand kind of closes around it, and you can feel his claws on your hand as he kind of scrapes them along the back of your hand. He doesn't hurt you, but you can feel them as he takes the ring from you. And you see him walk back around the table and hand the ring to the broker. As he takes it, without even looking at it, you see him put both of the rings into his robes and kind of steeples his hands in front of him again. Now that
I'm sorry for the loss of your niece and nephew. You have my condolences.
I suspect.
We laid them down peacefully when we did run across them. I'm assuming it was probably the paladin and the wizard.
Actually, it was, well, my nephew was what you would call a ranger. I assume he must have died in another part of the dungeon. And you guys actually remember Dern talking about eating one of that party.
Yeah, I won't tell him that part. That he doesn't need to know that. That's pretty much on the same line of what Gok was doing.
Yeah, even I won't say that.
We faced the one that killed her, and we killed him.
Well, then vengeance has been had, and for that, you have my thanks. Kind of eyeballing Gok as he says this.
None of this contract and free our blood.
It will be done when I'm away from here. I'm not afraid.
Also, he's yet to give us our magic items from the Trophy of Fire.
It's true.
So, back to the magical items from me giving up my goddamn egg.
You
And
see
my
him
swag.
kind of looks over at you, Brasnic. Yes, there is the deal, of course. And you see him again. He seems to be, if anyone, well, it doesn't matter. You see him actually kind of reach into his robes, and he seems to have this pouch, kind of a small sack.
The what?
A pouch, like almost like a small sack, that's on his belt. And you see him kind of open that up, and he pulls out what almost looks to be like a very well-made backpack. And he pulls that out, and he kind of hands that to the Shroud. And he just
Very well made what?
like a pack. Like an explorer's pack or a dungeoneer's pack. And
Gotcha.
he hands it over out to you, Brasnic.
Okay, well-made pack. Gotcha. Magical pack.
He kind of smiles a little bit. He says, in the side pouch, reach in, think about your tools of your trade, as it were.
Okay. Reach in, think about. Yeah, I guess like both images in my mind pop up of both like locksmith, like smithing tools and thieving tools at the same time. Like, which one do I? Yeah, but the images.
As you think of the smith's tools, nothing really happens, and as you kind of shift your thoughts over, kind of closing your eyes, you shift your thoughts over to your thieves' tool, and suddenly you feel like this cold metallic weight in your hand.
Pull out.
And as you pull your hand out, you kind of look into, and you see a set of very, very finely wrought thieves' tools. It looks like you can immediately recognize that they are made out of adamantium.
So worth it. No questions. Christing them like they're my love child.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, what happened about the egg? What egg?
What?
Dude, okay, what happened? Did you miss your egg at all, Brasnic? Like, dang, man. Not bipolar. I can't think of the word right.
Easily pleased?
Well, I was also saying he easily quickly forgot about the egg, too.
He did. Ooh, butterfly. So, he says they will aid you in your endeavors as you make your way through the world.
No fucking kidding. And adamantium forever.
So, they are +1 adamantium thieves' tools. And you have yourself a Hewer's handy haversack, sir.
Oh, that's just the best kind of combo for a thief.
So happy.
And he looks over towards let's see. Okay. So he actually looks over towards you, Yin Yang.
Oh.
And, again, he has his hands kind of steepled in front of him. And he kind of sighs a little bit. He says, for you, I would say it is something more of a gift than a magic item. And he says,
I don't understand.
just hold out your hand to me.
Okay. Don't do anything funny.
He puts his cock in your hand. No, I'm just kidding.
I would slug him in the face.
That does not happen, and I'm sorry if there are any kids
Escalated
watching.
quickly.
I apologize. No, so he kind of slowly reaches into the pouch again, and he pulls out this small gem. And it almost looks like it's got some kind of carvings in it. And as he holds it out to you and he drops it into the palm of your hand, and as the gem lands in your palm, you almost feel like a flash of fire and light. And it's just a brief flash, and it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cause any damage, but it's just like this flash that happens, and you can't feel the heat of it. And then suddenly this energy starts glowing around your hand, and it goes into almost morphs around it like it's made of liquid, and it goes around into the back of your hands. And
Freak out a little bit. Hey, whoa! Hey, what is wet?
okay, so you're kind of like holding your hand back, and as you do that, you see it start going towards your tattoos on the back of your hand, and then all of a sudden you see another glow on your other hand as it too lights up, and you see this energy start going towards the back, or towards the tattoos on the back of your hand, as you see it kind of go up towards your elbows, and then it seems to almost stop there, and then the whole part of your tattoos all the way to your fingertips on both of your arms are suddenly glowing with this kind of this bluish white light, and then it slowly fades away into nothing.
Okay, what was that? What did you give me? What did you do?
Well, let's just say it was more of an awakening. You've been
Wait,
lost.
you know what these are?
I know many things, Yin Yang, if that is your real name. Do you know who you are?
I'd imagine so. I've been me since I can remember me, and I was a baby.
But do you know? I think not. All I will tell you is that this will help protect you in what is to come.
Okay, he got tangible stuff, and you're speaking cryptically. What did you do?
These will help to defend you in your fights, in your many fights that you will have ahead of you.
Bye.
Well, I believe that's not my place. Your answers will come from you.
Okay, now I dislike you even more. He got stuff, and I got the cryptic message. That was cool and all, but I have no idea what it is or how to use it. How does that help me right now?
And you see him just kind of, and he looks over at the Catman, and you see the Catman just kind of just snap out just a quick punch at you, just super basic and easy for you to block. And as you do so, just on instinct alone, you block. Just, is like not even really trying to hit you. He just kind of, almost fainted at you. And as you block it, you see this energy all of a sudden flare up around your fist and around your forearms again. As you go to block it, you can feel this almost magical energy guiding you to help you in your defenses.
Okay, that was cool.
So
You redeemed
essentially,
yourself, and I just sip on my beer and sit down and shut up.
so in out of game terms, you now have bracers of defense plus one.
I have what?
Bracers of defense plus one.
Ooh.
Oh, now that's just holy.
Okay.
That's +3 armor class for you, boy.
How's that plus three?
Bracers to protection +1. Basic bracers give +2. So if it's a +1, that means it would be +3.
Oh no. I thought they started at plus one and went up to like plus three.
No, they're just a basic item that gives you +2 to AC if you're not using a shield or
Where
armor.
you have bracers of defense.
You have bracers of defense plus two to your armor class.
Nice.
My fault.
Is it
I'm still
I guess
I'm
I
still
would
adapting
thank
from
him.
3.5 to 5, so some of these little micro rules throw me for a loop. So my apologies.
Oh, it's cool. I'll just pretty much thank him and be like, okay, never mind. Now it makes sense. See, now I'm not. Now it makes. Now I understand. You kind of just left it cryptically. I had no idea what you gave me.
Okay. And after doing that, you do see Maddox. He just kind of like, sniffs at you kind of in an amused way. But you can kind of tell that he wants to test you. Like you can just tell that warrior itch is there.
I'll fight you when I'm better. I'm just, as you can see. What was the explosion that was in the thing? Was it fire or ice or whatnot from the book?
It was ice.
As you can see, like there's holes left where ice shards were.
And you actually see Maddox step over. He like suddenly just looks extremely alert as his head kind of snaps over to the side in what looks to be blank table to you. And suddenly you see him just reach out and you hear this, yeah, oh, he's got me. As you see him just all of a sudden, you see Jot appear on the table, and you see Maddox just has him right by the back of the neck, and he's got his claws out right into his throat.
I just continue to drink.
Making sure I'm looking away.
Oh, that thing. I wonder where it went. Hey, Gok, your pet's over here.
What?
Evil demon spawn thing. I walk away from it. Like, yeah, no, don't like demons.
And you see the broker kind of looking at the little creature. He says, got some explaining to do you, Jot?
Hold on.
Huh?
No, it's just that. Wait, he knew?
He said the creature's name. And you see Jot just kind of like stop, and he like looks at him just like, what? As his arms just kind of fall. And you see,
What's the meaning of this? No. What?
What else did you find down there? Seems you brought something back with you.
Do you mean something or something?
Seriously, Doc, he's holding the damn thing in plain sight, right next to your face.
It's true. And the crowd, like people looked over, and a couple of nervous stares from some of the crowd, but overall, it's kind of weird in the Manicore's Tale quite often. So it's not completely out of place. to see a little closet or imp or other familiar types. And you see Jock kind of look over at the broker, and he's like, yeah, well, I took up service with the little guy, you know? I mean, he was kind of, well, he needed someone to help him out, you know? And the broker just kind of looks at him. He says, well, it's hard to give him his reward when you've got it.
You're gonna bring it to me, right?
Jeff was like, I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, I was just on my way to give it to him, you know. And you see Maddox actually just start shaking him, and he just starts shaking this little closet, like just kind of holding him over the desk, and you all of a sudden you see, just almost seemingly out of nowhere, as he's like, all of a sudden this necklace comes flying out and lands on the table. You see a ring come flying out and kind of bounce across the table. You see this very ornate kind of ceremonial dagger kind of plunk, kind of fall out on the table. All of a sudden you see a couple of spell scrolls kind of fall out as well, kind of clatter down to the floor. And then he finally stops shaking him, and you see all of this assembled loot kind of spread across the table.
These pockets, something that has no pockets.
Are you holding out on us?
Oh God, I'm sure he just broke everything. Oh, that hurts so bad.
Speak now.
What?
Were you really sent by her? Be my minion, or were you just trying to freeload off of us?
No, she sent me to be your, to help you out. And I brought you all this stuff. Look at all this stuff I got. This was, where the troll was kind of sleeping for all that time, So, I just grabbed it, like on my way out over here.
I'm gonna insight check him Indigo.
I told you that little was lying.
Okay. Roll that insight check.
Yeah, it's a 13. I don't know why it had like two other ones.
Okay.
Maximum mouse. 13.
Let me do this.
Well, since I was suspicious, should I do the insight check from the get-go? Like, I may have had to leave, but that would have I would not have trusted his.
Yeah. Oh, no, no,
Oh.
Oh yes.
Okay. Gok, you can tell that this little guy is not being 100% truthful with you. Yin Yang, this little demon's full of shit.
So all the stuff he's got on him, he didn't get from that room, or he did.
No, you think he's probably being truthful about that part.
Okay, that he got all that stuff from there. Okay. Yeah, no, he. Okay, yeah, I'll pretty much convey it.
What do you say?
You kind of cut out for me when you was talking about what he was carrying. So.
Spell scroll, necklace, a ring, a very ornate dagger, and I think that's about it.
Oh, he's got all that in his hands.
They all got
all
wiggled out of it. Yeah, they got shaken out like a schoolyard bully.
It's true. And
Yeah, he.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty much yeah, no, see, I told you he was lying. He got that out the room. He told us there was no treasure.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that, you guys were on the up and up, you just can't trust anybody,
I know you've made that perfectly clear as I stare at him for lying to us.
Ratul is just going to get up, slide past Yin Yang, and then just look to Maddox and just like offer his hand towards a little closet.
You see Maddox kind of like looking at you, kind of almost sizing you up, and just in the moment, just kind of shrugs, hands it over to you. You know, he kind of looks over at the boss first, and then the broker just kind of nods.
I take Jolt by his head and squeeze Jolt by his head between my two fingers.
What are you doing? Get your big meaty paws off me, you big bastard.
If you try to steal or hide stuff from us again, I will crush your head like a grape.
Do it anyways. You'll come back.
Okay.
And as he's kind of, you know, saying this, you hear the broker. He says, Jot, give him the reward. And he just kind of stops and goes, fine. He seems to kind of reach under, almost like his armpit, and as he pulls out, you see, as he holds his hand out, you see this white object. And it's, you know, it seems a little bit bigger in his tiny hand, but you can tell that looks to be like some sort of a pearl. And you can see that this thing is almost glowing with this white kind of unearthly light.
I hold Jolt before Gok while he holds out the pearl.
You Steve! I can't believe you. God, I can't believe you, you tiny little scaly rat!
You see
Again, I told you he was a liar. He's a demon. That's what they do. They're trickery.
As you're cussing him out, he's just like slowly, like cringy, curling himself up smaller and smaller and smaller as you're berating him.
I will discipline you later for this slight against me and the rest of my companions. You disgust me. I'm just gonna take it and stand with it.
Okay, so you take it, and it's a little bit smaller in your hands, but you can see that it's this pearl. And it seems to, you know, be glowing with this light. And you're kind of looking at it, you know, just like, you know, what the fuck do I do with this now? And he kind of like opens one eye, as he had like squinted his eye shut while you were berating him, and he kind of opens one eye and he looks over at you, and he's like, touch it to your wand, boss.
What did you say?
He's squeezing my face, okay? You know, it's kind of hard when he's squeezing my face over here. Touch it to your wand, boss.
This'll be your punishment. A tool can do whatever he wants with you, for all I care.
Oh, that
Or
sounds
deception.
really weird.
No, I mean he's probably going to squeeze you like a grape. You know,
Please don't squeeze my
a little
face
popping sound.
anymore.
Just pop it right on. I know you can just come back, but I know it hurts like hell. To have your face squeezed in like a little grape, rubbed and just itched, and have his brain matter all over his big meaty fingers.
Oh, for the love of God, Gok, stop keeping the suspense and touch the damn pearl to your wand.
Everybody's looking at you in horror after you're describing this.
And I'll take my prize and I'll attach it right here. And I'm just gonna shove it under there.
So you pull out your wand, and as you're holding this pearl, you kind of start bringing it towards the wand, and you actually see all the silver filigree that is kind of makes up the handle portion of this before it kind of, you know, runs down the length of it and kind of meets at the point to form a cap. You see some of the filigree on the handle. As you get the pearl closer, it actually seems to unravel, and you see these little tendrils of silver start to snake out towards this pearl. And as you get it closer, they finally touch it and then start to like grab a hold of it and wrap around it and slowly pull the pearl in towards the handle of this wand as it finally nestles into place at the top of the handle. And as it does so, you kind of see this whiteness, this glow, this unearthly glow kind of go around your wand for a second before it slowly fades away.
mean, that looked pretty cool, but I don't know what it did exactly. Somebody clarify what just happened right now, specifically?
You'll find this object to be very helpful to you in the future.
That's good, but can you tell me just specifically what it does, so I don't just look like an idiot and just, you know.
Being what you are,
Uh-huh.
perhaps even being who you are.
Uh-huh. Just gonna roll my hands. Just
At least I know I'm not the only one getting that cryptic stuff.
okay. Do you want me to just shoot a spell right now? Is that what you're saying? And I'm gonna raise it like I'm gonna.
No. And he actually, like, this is the first time you've ever seen anything but cool and calm and collected from this guy. He just, like, holds his hands up, and you see both of the guards instantly start flexing towards you.
Oh, okay. Get back. But you haven't told me what it does, so, you know, before I do something like that again, could you tell me what it does?
How do you put up with this little goblin every day?
We learn. He learns. I punch if he doesn't learn.
He'll learn slowly.
Actually, I do learn. Okay. Big guy. I know. Look.
Gok,
Just
like a grape.
friend. My big, muscular friend. I would like to politely say that I do learn. It may not be adequate at first, but I do learn. You know. And I'm
Good.
gonna just smile.
So he's kind of studying you as you're talking. Is this pearl? You will have to take a moment with it, of course. To commune with it, to attune with it as a item. As you understand, some magic devices require a bit of time before you can use it properly. There will be a command word. And with this command, you can regain a spell that you have spent that day. You'll only be able to do this once per day before you must rest.
Very useful. Thank you. Thank you, broker, for giving me such a gift so that I may perfect my mastery of the arcane arts.
Okay? So, Gok is done. And you see him kind of look over towards you, Ratul, as you're holding the little closet. Are you still holding on to him?
I'm giving him a very stern look as I'm slightly squeezing his head to make sure he understands his place.
It hurts so bad.
Remember this.
Okay.
As I just go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
He was just gonna say,
Oh yeah, you're the boss. Yeah, I mean you're the boss's friend. And also my boss. That hurts.
Good.
And I toss him against the wall.
you see him like hit the wall and just bloop, disappear.
I turn to the broker now.
Okay. As he's kind of just, again, has his finger stapled. As you guys are kind of talking about magic over there. He actually kind of looks over towards you, Grybek. He says, well, perhaps this one can be of use after all. You are a cleric of the Forge, are you not? Grybek, are you there?
Yes, I am. I was muted. I didn't hear what you said.
He says, he says, perhaps you can be of some use after all. He says, you are a cleric of the Forge, are you not?
Yes, I am.
The item we have in mind for the big one here might require some assistance from one such as yourself.
What do you need me to do? Expand its size?
I have an ally, a friend, who is a smith of great renown. But some of the natural ability you have as a dwarf, of course, and your magics to supplement could be quite useful. And he kind of looks over towards your bloody chain-covered fists that have been stained with many enemies since you ripped that dragon chain from the floor and wrapped it around your meaty paws. He says, I would like to offer you an upgrade of sorts as well. I would require the chains around your fists and some of these other items I have received today. Perhaps there is something that could be made of them. For you, of course.
Ratul pauses for a moment to think. As he brings up his chain-covered fists and begins to unwrap them.
Better, you say.
Do you doubt my word at this point? You've seen what your friends have gotten.
I do not doubt you. I am just interested in what you have in mind.
Well, between your friend here and mine, I believe they have what it takes to, let's say, imbue these chains. We will take these heat glands from the fire snake. We will take this leather that you have harvested to hold them, and this dragon scale as well. The one scale will serve a use. I believe there is only enough here to create one. And perhaps we'll call it a dragon chain cesti. If they're able to pull it off, I believe you'd be able to harness a bit of the fire with your rage and use it in your efforts to slay your enemies. Does that sound appealing to you?
He looks at the Brooker brazenly.
Yes. That sounds like something I can use.
As he takes off both the chains and hands it to Maddock.
Okay. See him take the chains and then just kind of sets them over behind the broker on the table. Kind of returns to his position. I think that between the dwarf and my friend, we should be able to transform these into something that could serve you better than these chains alone. And for your services, dwarf, who's carrying Shatterspike, by the way?
Still Grybek, I think. Right?
Is that the one I have? I thought I had the Bugbear's big ass sword.
Yeah, you have the bugbear sword. I think I'm the one who's currently holding Shadowspike.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that this weapon, as he kind of gestures towards Shatterspike, resting on Ratul's back, was something that belonged to the paladin. But I believe that between your clerical abilities, as well as my friend's skill, we might be able to forge a new weapon, but perhaps keep the properties of this sword. But instead forge a new hammer for you, Sir Dwarf. Would that be enough as payment for your services?
I could accept that.
Shatter Smite, it is then. We will take this sword and forge a new weapon.
I take off the blade and hand it over.
Okay. Maddox takes this as well, places it on the table behind the rocker. Well then, a deal is struck. A deal is made and a deal is kept. Well done indeed. So, I suppose this is the time where you could go about your ways, return to your lives, go about your business. But as always, there is more, should you choose. This time there'll be no contracts. You've proven your might, you've proven your dedication to a mission. Perhaps you would have fulfilled this deal without a contract of blood. But honestly, who really knows? With an item such as this, it does tempt and concern, as he looks over towards Grybek, those that come in contact with it. But is there anything else you found that you would like to discuss?
I put my giant rucksack pack of our looted treasure onto the table as I go ahead and go through it to see if there's anything interesting.
I'm gonna pull from my robe the Kundra Crush skull and ask him if he knows anything about this.
Okay. You see him. Actually, his eyes kind of open up a little bit as you do this, and you see him kind of smile as you pull it out.
I don't hand it to him. I just pull it from him and ask him if he knows about it, because I know it's relative to Brasnic and Grybek's history, so I'm not going to give it to him. I'm just asking him if he knows about it.
Okay. 1 second.
Drunk. 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 Alright, we took these from the troll.
Really?
What'd you say?
He's just like junk. Oh yeah, we took these from the troll.
Okay. And
As Ratul pulls out the 8 vials of troll blood.
okay.
Mine.
You see him kind of just turn his hand over, like he's requesting the scroll. Yin Yang.
I'm not giving this to you. You can look at it, but this isn't yours.
Understood.
I hand it to him.
See Maddox grab it from you, hand it to the broker. So he kind of opens it up and unravels it very gingerly, recognizing the damage that was caused, and as he kind of reads it through.
Grybek, Brasnic, we're finding out about that place that you were. That's, I might want to pay attention to this.
Oh, yeah, no,
Grybek's
oh.
paying attention.
Yeah, I'm with Grybek. I'll stop paying attention to the woman because that'll piss me off. Yeah, what?
Yeah, as you guys have been having this conversation.
Actually, as they have this conversation, I'm going to walk over to him as he is looking at the map because I'm interested in this too.
Okay.
And I'll carefully approach him, and having met with him before, I'm gonna go up to him and whisper something in his ear.
So you see this woman that's been sitting at the table with you suddenly get up, even like in the middle of the conversation with you. And she walks over, and you see the shroud, and Maddox as well. They both kind of turn. You see Maddox just kind of watching with his eyes, and you see the shroud, like, for a second start to turn towards her, and then he just kind of turns away again and just starts watching you guys. And you see this woman kind of very familiarly, sorry, kind of
We know her name now, it's Mara.
Towards the broker, and just kind of lean over and whisper in his ear suddenly.
And then I'm gonna
Hey,
walk.
now, no whispers. What's up?
I'm gonna walk back to the seat and sit back down.
Yeah, we had a discussion.
Mara, I asked you a question.
It is not for your ears.
You don't just get up in the middle of an entire group of people and whisper somebody in somebody's ear without somebody's noticing.
It is not for your ears.
So I don't feel you have any business at this table.
Not very trustworthy, if I'm being honest. I mean, the last guy, he was kind of passive aggressive. This is going beyond that. Okay.
Okay. So you see him kind of rolling up, kind of thoughtfully rolling up this scroll as you sit down. And he says, 2 centuries ago, the great dwarf smith Durgeddin the Black and his clan were driven from their home by a horde of fierce orcs and trolls. They plundered the dwarves' ancestral halls and slew all they could catch. Fleeing his enemies, Durgeddin led the destitute remnants of his clan in search of a new home. After years of wandering, the dwarves discovered a great cavern system beneath the Stone Tooth, a rugged forested hill crowned by a bare rocky crag. There, Durgeddin and his followers founded the stronghold of Kundrakar. About a century ago, a member of Durgeddin's clan was captured by a powerful orc tribe during a raid. And the orcs learned of their enemy's hidden stronghold. The orc chieftains raised a great army and marched on Kundrakar. In a hard-fought siege lasting months, the orcs tunneled around the dwarven defenses. When they finally stormed the place, they put all within to the sword and carried off wagon loads of treasure. In the years since the great battle, various creatures have occupied the stronghold and used the place as a base for their raids. At other times, the caverns have lain empty, except for the mindless and bloodthirsty monsters that haunt such places. Today, legends of Durgeddin's vengeance, or the Smith's Wall, and the extraordinary blades the dwarves forged in anger still surface from time to time in the lands near the legendary stronghold. Other than that, not much is known of the place.
So it's safe to say that the stronghold may still remain hidden somewhere over there since they're found in that area? Has anyone ever...
Stronghold's no longer hidden. It was found.
There were legends surrounding this place, of course, as all places must have legends that grow about them. And there is, of course, a mission. A few missions, as it were. I would like you to map Kundrakar. I would like you to find what you can of it and bring back these blades. Several weapons forged by the great smith Durget. They all bear his mark. And you see him actually look over at you, Grybek. And he says, "Such is the one you carry."
I would go to this place not for a job or a contract, but because it is my dwarven right.
Where did you get the blade you carry upon your back? Seems like a large blade for a dwarf.
From a bugbear, I believe it was. He was
It's
holding
actually
it.
a hobgoblin.
I liberated it. Oh, hobgoblin. They're goblinoids.
It's true.
I liberated it.
That was very racist towards Rosie and Gok.
Out of character, especially since I've been like somewhat like on the line, and that's way past what I was saying.
Sorry, Gok.
Poor Gok.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's fine. Totally.
I did not mean to imply all goblinoids look alike.
Okay.
So-
I mean, I know I've been in some pretty bad stuff, Grybek. I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder. But you know, I think you should take it from me. You should stop while you're still ahead. Just,
Alright, I'll buy you a drink. My apologies.
yeah,
So,
see, good enough. Enough for me.
the reward for bringing back information about Kundrakar would be 100 gold pieces. For the map,
We also
I'm sorry, go ahead.
we also have these.
As I present the 8 bottles of troll blood.
The tool, this is the wrong timing.
Troll blood. I have no interest in this.
Alright, back in the junk bag with it.
Keep speaking of this dwarf village or dwarf citadel, please.
There's a...
Says the blade that you carry upon your back. The mark upon it. The smith's mark it carries is that of Durgeddon, the Black himself. It's quite the weapon you carry.
I've had-
And you're wanting us to bring back several more?
Indeed. I would give you 1,000 gold pieces for that blade right now.
For the one I carry on me?
Indeed. He looks at you very seriously. I will give you 500 for each more of these blades that you bring.
Oh, give him the sword, give him the sword. give him the sword.
1,000 for the larger ones. If you find any that might be magical, I would offer you 6,000 gold per weapon.
Ratu almost spits out his drink.
Have I got your attention now?
Hell to the fuck, yes!
Yeah?
Actually, I care not for gold, so I will give you this sword. You give the 1,000 to Mr. Yang.
I mean, it would go to all of us, but it's...
He said Yang and party.
he's-
Gotta remember, Grybek wants no gold. His clerical thing is he doesn't carry monetary gain.
That's fine. Give him the sword. That's cool. Thank you.
Indeed. A deal is struck. A deal is made. A deal is fulfilled. As you kind of hand over the sword, you see the shroud take it from you, and he again turns, puts it on the table behind the broker.
Alright, I added 1,000 to the party funds to be split up amongst us all.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want gold. I have no problem spending other people's gold.
Well, I mean, you can just hand it to me, Grybek. You don't want.
We already handed it over and I put the gold in the party loot.
For information, we will give you 20 gold pieces per member. For the map, we will give you 100. Plus any loot you find, of course, while you search the lost mine.
Sweet.
Is that enough to satisfy your need for gold? Perhaps there's
Certainly working towards it.
one more fun little prize. Since I am in the mood for sport, how about I offer you 10 gold for every orc ear you bring me? And he looks right at Red Tool as he says this.
For what?
For every orc ear that you bring him.
Yeah, I kind of just look at him too, like, oh shit. I don't know how he's gonna react to that when I'm sitting right next to him.
Tolin. Tolin.
He takes a long swig of his drink, putting the empty mug onto the table.
I care not for the others. Different tribes fight all the time. It is no different from humans.
Knew it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't think we'd collect the other. I wouldn't collect the other person's ear. I'd be bothered by that.
I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
I
Leave it
just
to
give
the
a look at Brasnic.
What? I know you guys for all the time. I don't give a shit. It's an ear and it's 10 gold. And they're gonna be dead. It's not that they're gonna need it.
You could have hesitated a little bit when you spoke.
It's not like I'm trying to take your ears.
And you lecture me about racism.
I'm actually not racist because this is equal. You know, I'm not doing anything racist here.
If there were elf ears, would you be so happy?
I'd still do it.
If there were dwarf ears,
Duergar, yep, still do it.
I do not say Duergar.
They're dwarves.
Roll Gok and Grybek roll perception checks.
Cut off the last part. Gok and who?
Gok and Grybek, and
Okay.
and Mara.
Roll what exactly?
Perception checks.
Okay.
Okay. So Grybek, at the mention of Duergar, you see the broker's eyes kind of widen a little bit, and he almost instantly goes back to his neutral facial expression.
Are you keeping something from me?
Oh, I told you. I totally do it.
I'm keeping many things from you, Sir Dwarf.
Ooh, am I?
Anything about the Duergar specifically?
Perceptive. We'll have to keep our eyes on you. You're not
Most
wrong.
do.
There are rumors. What's hiding below? What may have come to the mines of Kundukar. Do you have a vested interest, Sir Dwarf?
Hell yes.
Yeah. Yes. My best friend was captured by the Duergar. I expect her to be dead.
Quite a dilemma. When those you love are taken from you.
Yes, indeed. So you're saying there's some at this dwarven hold?
There might be some, because you said rumors.
Always the rumors.
Well, if Grybek had no other reason to go there, he really wants to go now.
Dwarf, orc, goblin, matters not. They all break the same.
And you. As he looks over towards you, Mara. What of you? What is your interest with these fellows, this party? What do you call yourselves? You a band? Party of the party of the
I wouldn't
broken
say
hand.
we have a name yet.
We're all the unnamed. Woo! No.
Does add a sense of poetry to it, doesn't it? Perhaps you'll think of one in the mines if you survive.
Huh. Yeah.
Have you thrown your lot in with these folks here, Mira? Seems not
Well-
usual for you.
They seem to be an interesting bunch. And, seems like some fun. I haven't been out, in that neck of the woods. So I might as well give it a shot. Plus, with the loot I've seen they've got, they seem to be, well worth the, ride-along.
Hold up. Are we just accepting this person
Yeah,
into our...
I don't know about all that with the whole secret thing and the reluctancy to even just answer a simple question. When you
Yeah.
clearly got up in front of an entire group of people and whispered into the ear of a man who had us with it bound via blood contract, you've quickly come under suspicion.
Suspicion of what? I have known the broker for some time, and there was something I wish to convey to him that doesn't pertain to any of you.
Maybe they're intimate.
That's what's going across all our minds right now, right?
I mean, I was at the bar. I mean, at the bar before you guys got here. There was some reason I was here.
Just... Okay, so back to the point. Are you saying that you want to join our group, officially?
I mean, if you guys are going to continue on this quest, it seems like a interesting time. So yes,
Rest of the party. Are we taking this chick with us?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, maybe she'll learn something. Be a better person after an adventure with all of us.
I look to Mara finally, actually paying attention to her.
Can you
I
fight?
stare him down, like straight in the eye, like no backing down.
Can you fight?
My magic is strong.
Can you drink?
That is not actually a necessary part of joining the company.
Yes, it is.
Of course, I can drink.
Grybek says yes, it is. Okay.
I say we take her with us.
I agree. If she betrays us, we can always burn her later.
Yeah, true, whatever.
Hey, maybe she won't shoot us in
Meh.
the back with her magic.
It would nice to see magic that just flies by and hits the enemy doesn't impact the ally.
Okay.
Says the dwarf that hit me with a short sword.
Short sword, it was a broken short sword, and you're fine.
You're a
I
dwarf.
think we're
Never
bringing
mind,
that thing
remember.
about aim again, Brasnic.
There's a difference between you using magic you're supposed to be good at, and me throwing a broken short sword.
Which you're supposed to be good at throwing things. So I feel like
Knives,
it's
knives specifically, knives and hammers, not broken weapons.
Semantics right now, Brasnic.
No,
Arguing
okay, we're not
semantics.
going. Shut up. Alright, so to get back on point, now that we have another party member, it's 500 gold for every sword or weapon, 1,000 gold for every larger sword, weapon, or whatever, 6,000 for every magical one, 10 gold for information, and 20 gold for the map. Right?
Yep.
It was 100 gold for the map, and then 20 gold pieces per member for information about the mine, plus any loot that you find.
Sweet.
What was that you cut out for me?
So 100 gold pieces for the map, and then 20 gold pieces per member plus loot for information. There was a bonus mission that was, sorry, just got a text message in the medieval age. So weird. There is a bonus mission. Number 1 is track the broken blade. That will give you the 500 gold pieces for the one-handed weapons, 1,000 gold pieces for two-handed weapons, and then 6,000 gold pieces for any magical weapons that you might find. Of course, they do have to be bearing the Smith's mark to get in the black.
Right.
And bonus mission number 2 will be vanquish the orc raiders. And that one will be 10 gold pieces per orc ear that you bring back. So, I mean, unless you meet a one-eared orc, you're gonna get 20 gold pieces per dead orc.
Please let there be no one-eared orcs. And don't let them be like a tribe that says to join the tribe, you gotta slice off an ear.
Yeah, they all have their ears cut off.
That would be so sad.
I know not of any tribes that participate in such unusual rituals.
Humans are weird. That's all I gotta say.
That's true.
Hey now, wait a minute.
The one humans, I can't, wait, what?
You want to argue that? You want to tell me humans aren't weird?
Oh no, there are plenty of weird ones, but there are plenty of weird everybody.
Us dwarves are not weird.
Exactly.
Now whose racist is showing?
Ooh, it's not racist, it's fact. We're not weird.
Everyone calm down. Nobody's a dwarf, don't worry about
Let us just collect our coin and drink our night away.
it. Okay. So you actually see the broker nod, and he says, with that, I leave you to your night. You see him get up, kind of make his way back over to his little spot. So, we have some magic items to identify as well.
I'm gonna offer to identify all of them.
Okay.
I have the spell identify.
Alright, perfect.
Sweet, because
Do you
I'm
have
at a
the
spell
pearl?
slot.
What?
To identify, you need a pearl of 100 gold sport.
Which I have.
Yep, then you're good. Just asking if you had the pearl.
He does.
I do.
So, keep
I
in
have
mind any
some
new spells that you
ready.
pick up, you will have to get those reagents.
Any new spells, yes.
Yes. So, you did find a feather in the ruins of the mess behind what was left of Eustrow. That is going to be a Quall's Feather token. And you know that this thing does turn into a boat when you use it. The other item that you guys found was the Elixir of Health potion that seems to have 3 doses in it. Let's see. You also found the Breach of Shielding, which was on the Dragon Priest as you fought it and foiled Gok and Brasnic's attempts to use magic against the creature. I was so excited when you used that magic missile spell. I was so thankful to you for that.
He cut me, man. I had no other option.
It was perfect. I got to neutralize it. It was perfect D&D, and I loved it.
Oh, wait a minute. I have that brooch still, I think. Is that what it does?
That
Yeah,
is
I
the
did
Brooch
remember
of Shielding.
Oh.
That is what it does. So
Yeah, I
if
still
you
have
wear
it on me.
that, Gok, you're going to have resistance to force damage, and you are also going to have
that's
immunity to damage from the magic missiles.
And then at this point is like, now can I look through the spell scrolls? Would like to figure out what these do.
You
Just
definitely do find a bunch of scrolls.
Logan, just asking before you're taking is a good practice. Yes, now that you've asked.
I was just perusing.
And those are the spells that you pick up. That's the actual all the spell scrolls that you have found that are in the loot notes. I just compiled them. So you don't have to identify all of those. It was just like, I think 4 of them.
I can read them, actually. I can read the ones I can read. I can sit through and let's see which ones can I actually learn.
And then that is going to be the extent of what is not identified. I did put in the gold piece value for the gems and jewels, historical items, the jewelry, all that kind of stuff. So depending on what you guys want to do there, you could just fence that stuff off and get the gold piece value and add that to your coins if you want. That is completely up to you. I know Grybek had wanted to keep the agate statue of the Corellian Larithian. And
Yes,
then,
that is one of my antiques.
okay. And then there was a draconic gold inlaid tome that he also wanted to keep.
Lore book? Yeah, I have that.
And then this ornate dagger that fell out when Jot was getting shook like a little winded puppy. That one is also like an old ceremonial dagger. I don't know if that's something that you might have an interest in, but there's this one.
Mine.
That one is worth 125 gold pieces. So, and then there's all the other loots that you guys found. And that would be the extent of what you guys got as far as total party loots. So you guys definitely do get back to partying. Is there any other kind of roleplay stuff you guys want to go through before I go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see the bro.
Oh, I was gonna go see the broker, but you do that.
I
I got
guess.
something else.
Okay.
Okay.
There's one thing I wanted to do
Okay.
was everyone talks about Ratul being the strongest member of the party. I would
Yeah.
like to challenge him to an arm wrestling contest.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we'll get into that. Let's go ahead and do this the broker stuff real quick, and then we'll do that. I do
yeah,
know
I
Yin
also
Yang's gonna
want
have to take off pretty soon. So. I'm sorry. What did you say, Mara? You want to go over and talk to the broker?
Do you
as well?
mind if I take some of these scrolls and transcribe them into my spellbook? Or are any of your casters wanting to use Spider Climb, Knock, Fairy Fire, or Expeditious Retreat?
I don't mind, but I want to watch when you do it.
I
So-
will teach you how you can transcribe spells into books. It's a
So
delicate
that will
process. It'll
destroy
take
the
hours.
scroll to put it in your book, but you would be able to transcribe it from his book into yours without destroying it then.
Wait, what?
It will destroy the spell scroll to transcribe it into your book, but you can transcribe from spellbook to spellbook without destroying it.
Correct.
So,
So I'll teach Brasnic these spells as well.
okay.
Did anybody want to keep any of the jewelry, or are we just offering it up for the gold value?
I want the ring. Thank you. Hey,
Okay, we
get
got
rid of 2 of them.
2 silver rings, or I think a gold ring worth 25.
I'll take the gold ring. Thank you. This will make up for the one that I had to selflessly give up.
Selfless. So definitely make sure you take that off the party loots and then add it to your personal character sheet as your own personal loot.
And we also lost the Hukriel ring, right?
Yep. That's true. And that
I
pendant.
got.
Oh well, he didn't see the pendant, and you guys didn't offer it, so you guys do still have that hook reel pendant.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have the pendant, but not the rings, right?
Right.
Yeah, and with all the gold we just got, and there's gonna be more. Brasnic is gonna go ahead and add a moonstone necklace to the pile of jewelry, and moonstone earrings.
Yeah, that I actually already put that in the party loot.
Oh, right in there.
Yeah, sorry.
How about 2 onyx gems?
Those I don't think are in there. So you could add that.
They
to the
are.
party loot. They are.
2 onyx gems, 30 GP each.
I just compiled
they're not-
everything that was in there, so they must have just got added in when pressed.
Never
And-
mind then.
And if I remember correctly, the broker gave us 200 base pay plus another 250 thanks to us getting the trophy of ice. Correct?
Yeah, so we got 450 gold each.
Was the 200 base pay each?
You did say each, but
You said each. I asked specifically.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, the 250 for the trophy of ice was supposed to be group. So yeah, 200 per member. So whatever that is, I guess there was 5 of you, so that's another 1,000.
Just double checking just so I can keep track of how much gold's currently in my little coin pouch.
Yeah.
so it's 200 each, and then the 250 was split, or the 250 was each 2?
The 250 was supposed to be split, sorry.
Split.
But there's
So-
5 of you, so that's 50 each. Because Grybek.
Oh, the 250 was split?
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault.
Oh, 250 was split, but it's 200 base pay each.
200 each, and then 250 split. So you guys each got 250.
Yeah, cool.
That's my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, bro. May happen.
I wasn't looking
Alright,
at my notes
so-
when I was talking.
I know we should keep as a player the diamond here, but what are we doing with the gems?
So,
Keep the diamond.
I would suggest keeping all gems. Gems can be used in all sorts of magics. Doesn't matter the type. You may want to hold on to them now. You don't need the cash, and they're lighter than gold.
Hey, she actually has a good
That's
point.
I suppose. It's just we have a lot of value in gems on us at the moment.
You also
Yeah.
sell off the minimum you can because it's much lighter than gold.
Yeah. Because we have high value, but they don't weigh much. So she has a fine point in just keeping them.
Alright, we'll keep the gems as is. The items, I know Grybek took the agate statue, right?
Yes, I have
So yeah, make sure you take that off the loot notes and put it in your personal.
Brasnic, you said you took the. Did you take in the dagger, or are we selling it?
My greed runs out and we can sell it.
Alright, so I'll keep it there. Does anybody have any reason to want to keep the gold inlaid draconic tome? Or the druidic tome?
The
have
druidic tome you guys don't have.
Yeah, the druidic tome should be on Alardro's character sheet.
It's on Alardro.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I'll take it off.
and then the dragon
And-
tome is on Grybek's
Brasnic.
character sheet.
Yeah, mate. But now,
And then Brasnic has his own dragon tome. There was 2 dragon
Yeah.
tomes. Brasnic has one.
That's right.
Grybek has the
okay.
Just reminding Brasnic, it's gonna, like when we go through and add those spells to your book, which you'll be able to get Spider Climb, Mage Armor, Knock, and Expeditious Retreat, I assume. Those are all wizard spells. You're gonna have to pay like 600 gold to do that.
It's okay, because out of game, I'm not a wizard.
Oh, you don't need to transcribe them?
I'm just going to watch you do it for flavor text.
Oh, gotcha. It's gonna cost me a shit ton to do.
Yes.
Well, Brasnic can help pay for it. He's got plenty of gold now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I barely
Okay,
know
so
this.
nobody else wants any of the jewelry?
No, I'm good.
Nope, we're good.
No.
Alright, I'll add that to the total and get rid of it all. And then I'll divvy up everything and so we're selling the dagger, we're selling the 1 draconic tome we have for 150, right?
Correct.
No, Grybek's keeping that.
Oh,
That's one of my antiques.
okay, never mind.
The agate statue and the golden lane tome are going to Grybek, so you can just delete those off.
You can just take this off the street.
And the druidic tome, you can delete that off.
I did already.
You guys.
Alright, so I've got everything. We're keeping the gems as is. I'll add the totals and I'll tell everybody what they get. There's 5 of us or 6 of us.
5.
5.
Drum roll.
Alardro doesn't need gold.
Yep. And Mara has her own money. She's
Yeah, Mara and Grybek weren't a part of the contract. They didn't sign the blood contract.
right. No, but like, even like out of character, like she doesn't need your guys' money at the start. So
Also, is someone using or are we selling the longbow, 66 normal arrows, and then the masterwork chain shirt and masterwork chain shirt for the paladin?
I ain't using it.
Is there anyone that can wear chainmail?
No. We're a light armor party, mostly.
What can?
Yeah, I could wear it, but I already have +1 chain with my forge ability.
But
Isn't
you
that
want a
something we have to
masterwork?
redo every day?
I just designate it to be either +1 to my weapon or my armor after every day. To say whichever I want.
Yeah, but a masterwork armor is gonna give you something that can be enchanted, and you could just use your +1 on your weapon.
Wait, what is masterwork again? I thought it was just +1.
Masterwork armor. Did they change the rule for 5e?
There isn't really masterwork stuff in 5e.
They
They
didn't.
some DMs claim that, you know, masterwork items are those +1 weapons. You know how they have +1 and are technically magical, but they don't actually have magical effects. Some DMs claim that's what masterwork armor and weapons are.
So
masterwork can also be they're just like it takes half the time to enchant them.
Well, I'm gonna say that it has to be a masterwork item in order to be enchanted at all. So, basically, this chain shirt and this chain armor are able to be enchanted.
There you go. Take them, Grybek.
Alright, I'll take them.
Oh, take 1. You don't need 2.
Last time I actually won.
Alright, so we're selling the masterwork chain shirt and you keeping the masterwork chain mail, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll have to figure out what the value is for that.
I'm guessing we're getting rid of the gauntlets.
Gauntlets we're using the gauntlets as a basis for my dagger gauntlets.
Yeah.
And then Gok can probably use the gauntlets other.
I could have also used the gauntlets. I could have paid you for those.
Would you want the gauntlets, Alondro?
Not Alondro. Mara would want them.
Gok could use one and Mara could use the other one.
True.
They are meant for wands.
So that's up to
God.
Gok. So Gok, you get to choose whether you want to share with Mara or not.
I just realized if we give one of these little gauntlets to Gok, it's going to become his gauntlet of power.
That's true.
His infinity gauntlet.
Gok is building an
He needs
infinity
5
gauntlet.
wands to complete it.
Yes.
You're just gonna get 5 legendary wands.
Is Gok ready for the Infinity One gauntlet? Is Gok here? Where did Gok go?
Gok.
Not normal. Gok is quiet.
He's doing something. Quick, find him.
No, he's up to something. Okay, so Brasnic, you were walking up towards the broker. What did you have in mind, sir?
Broker guy. Me
He's-
friend, me pal, me piggy bank.
You see the Shroud and Maxwell immediately close ranks.
Seriously, guys, it's not like I'm gonna stab him. Come on. I would never stab him. He has so much gold that I can have.
You
I
hear
practically
you
love the
actually
guy.
Hear a chuckle from behind them. At Amenta. As they step aside.
Sweet.
Okay, you sit down.
Yep.
Okay.
So, me buddy, me pal, man with a magic pouch full of different things, such as lovely gold.
He is a gold digger.
As we were talking about, actually the entire reason I even mentioned Dwergar in the first place is because also within what we found down below, I found this as I put my Dwergar whistle that I never actually used.
Okay.
When we were down there, this seemed like it could potentially help out quite a bit, but it actually wasn't needed. And I don't really want to travel around with creepy crawly undead, so trade? As far as I know, it'll summon a recently dead person to be your minion.
Yes. I have heard of this device. I believe they call it the Night Caller.
Correct. You can see in the description on the side.
He kind of narrows his eyes at you.
I hold the whisper closer to his face so he can narrow his eyes at that.
What would you like in trade for this?
Got any of the magical baubles of equivalent value? Or recently, I have learned that I can do magic, somewhat to a little bit degree, but I know it's not on the level of Miss Mage back there.
Indeed.
Got any clues how I can increase my magical fortune?
Practice, study, time, going out and fighting monsters. There are plenty of ways to increase your magical ability and your powers.
Oh, come on, man. You obviously, I know that. I'm talking about the quick and dirty shortcut.
I have found with magic that the quick and dirty shortcut usually ends up with your blood across the walls.
Damn. I already have Gok trying to kill the Undead Party. I don't need to do that either.
You are wise to note her gift. She is quite powerful for her age. See much potential in that one. You'd be wise to learn from her.
True. True. Well, back to the original question. Got any other magical bubbles of equivalent exchange
Bubbles, indeed.
that would help such a roguish figure as me?
I'm sure I can think of something. Why don't you hold on to that for now?
Alright, keep it in mind. Bye.
Indeed. Okay. And Mara, did you want to go and talk to him as well?
No, I'm not gonna see him tonight. Today, I'm gonna come back before we actually head out. I'll want to see him, but because we're not doing that today, there is something I want to do right before we end the session, though. Right before we all go, you guys are all taking a long rest, right?
Oh yeah, no way we're traveling the way we are right now.
Yep. However, there is one more thing we have to do tonight.
What's that? Another fiery guard challenge?
Nope. As Ratul and Grybek clear a table for each other.
Oh, that's right. Indeed. So the rest of you, are you staying to witness this, or are you heading off to bed? What's the party going to do at this point?
I'm going to my room to count my money.
Okay. Brasnic has no interest in the test of strength. He wants to count his monies. So Brasnic is going to go off about his way.
Yeah, I'll stay and watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just loud cackles
I'll
coming
stay.
down from my room.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, guys, I need to kind of do something also, so I'm gonna just kind of hit the hay. You know. See you guys tomorrow. Whenever.
I'm gonna follow Gok.
That was probably pretty smart.
I mean, I don't know. Might see something you're not supposed to.
That's fine. I'm gonna follow Gok.
Okay. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I guess. Mr. GM,
Yes.
could I attempt to summon my follower, as I can apparently see somebody who's broken into my room. Well, a couple. Just
Okay.
barged in.
Yep. We will get to that here in just a second. Go ahead and both of you guys roll athletics. Do you want to go athletics or pure strength checks?
But I don't know what's happening right now.
Well,
It's
Grybek-
Basically,
Doing a
two titans are about to arm wrestle.
So you guys clear this table off. You're kind of, sliding all these dishes aside. You see both Rasny and Bella from across the way are kind of like, oh dear. They, rush over and start clearing away these empty dishes and all of that for you. As you guys sit down, you see some of these other onlookers start watching you. You see the Dragon's Blade company kind of like looking on it with interest as well. Go ahead and roll
For
those.
centuries we have fought each other on the battlefield under mud and blade. Let us settle the differences tonight.
Pretty words.
All right.
So, it's gonna be straight check or just athletic?
Let's go athletics.
Best of 3?
Sure, best of 3.
As you stick your hand out, the mighty orc grabs a hold of your hand as you guys kind of cinch your fists together and place your elbows on the table. Yin Yang's kind of sitting there, and he kind of just wraps his knuckles once on the table as you guys both instantly start flexing against each other. You can both feel all of your strength as you're holding on to the table with your left hand and then forcing against the other's might with your right. You start to you're holding him there, but slowly at first you start to give, and then finally Rat Tool gets you about halfway down, and he's able to bang slam your fist to the table. The second time, after you guys, after the first one, you start off again, and this time even more so, Rat Tool is able to get you down quickly. The first time kind of wore you out a little bit as he, BAM! Again, slams your hand to the table.
Alright, funsies, we're doing that third time. Just for the funsies.
Oof. This time, as you guys switch hands, Grybek puts up the left hand, grabs the table with his right. As Ratul instantly responds to the challenge, he switches hands as well, and suddenly Grybek is able to force his shoulder into it and grab a hold with just almost a surprise effort. Ratul fights against it, but then slowly starts to lose as finally Grybek is able to force his knuckles to the table.
Alright, I'm gonna slam my fist on the table, give a hearty laugh, and then I'm gonna reach over and rub Ratul's head with my nice greasy lamb, leg meat and potato hands.
Yeah.
Just like, good.
Alright, with a hearty dwarven laugh, he congratulates you. Your mighty
I thought
efforts.
this was a best of 3. I still have one more to win.
Well, you won the first two. You won the first two. The third one was just for fun.
Oh no, when I meant by 3, I mean 3 wins in a row.
Oh, I'm on
Or
game
to
for
say
that.
3 wins in total.
Oh, okay. First to 3? Alright, yeah, go ahead and, so as you clarify, the dwarf immediately sits back down and says, well then, puts his hand back up.
And I
Oh
fell.
no. As Ratul grabs his hand and with a big, curling, toothy grin, he says, we're done. Just slams your fist at the table.
Yeah, no, I do more than that. I basically, when I slam him down, I do it full way. Like, as in a little bit of martial arts, basically flip him across the room.
Okay. You actually feel your hand break through the surface of the table as the wood splinters. You kind of are forced to just be, so your arm isn't broken in the maneuver, you kind of roll with it and find yourself on the ground at the end of the table prone.
Alright, I'm gonna get back up, look on the table for a glass that still has alcohol in it, slam it back, and then point at the monk and be like, he's paying for the table.
Well,
I ain't paying for shit. You just got money. This is between you and him.
you meant me.
No, I didn't mean you. I meant the monk. But
He
okay.
said he said that he looked at me and said that. No.
Alright.
But I could have told you that would have happened.
Oh, it's obvious it was gonna happen, but Grybek's not gonna not want to challenge somebody.
Oh, I know.
He'll not back down from a challenge either. Definitely well done on both parts. It does seem fitting that the giant orc was successful in that attempt, but it was a valiant effort. Nice job.
Good job.
I shouldn't have greased up my hand right before the final one, rubbing his head in it.
Yeah, you're right about that. That was not good on your part. So, upstairs.
Kind of just walk into his room. Don't even care.
Okay.
Gonna just
We're-
turn
we're-
around, Lily.
No, I'm not being quiet at all. And I say, Gok,
Hello?
what happened to Alistar?
What are you talking about exactly?
I'm out of character. I kind of want like that's all I'm gonna say. What happened to Alistar?
At
And I'm gonna
that,
look at
we are going to call it a night. With this question being asked of Gok Sour Gut. So next week, when we pick up with the Fireside Tales, we may actually be taking a week off next week, so it might be in 2 weeks. Just a little caveat there. Next time we do pick up with the Fireside Tales, we're gonna see what Gok Sour Gut has to say about this challenge. Definitely appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. Well, if anyone did join us. Otherwise, we're just telling awesome stories and having fun playing D&D together, and that's what it's all about anyway. So, that being said, hopefully we tune in next week or the week after. Either way, we are going to get this story continued on, finish up our time here at the Manicore's Tale, and then hopefully get to diving right into the Forge of Fury, and that's going to be the next in the series of adventures from Wizards of the Coast. This adventure does take place in a dwarven mine that seems to be overrun by orcs and other nasty beasties, so it's going to be interesting to get through that and see what's really in there. So yeah, I'm excited for that. We got probably one more week in the old Manicore's Tale. A couple things to deal with, and apparently Gok has something to deal with as well. So, on that note, I definitely appreciate anyone that was watching, and we look forward to getting this going again next time. So, everybody have a good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Hey.
Bye.
All right.